Hi everybody, hi every spirit, welcome very much to my YouTube channel. Esoteric Cloud Surfer here, ready to start a live stream. Thank you very much for being here, your support is greatly appreciated. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings and emotions, a whole bunch of individuality, creativity and responsibility as well. I hope you are having a wonderful day. I hope you are feeling very good with yourself. I hope you are being unique and individual, or a unique individual. You know what I'm saying? By the way, type !mark Discord to join our Discord. Readings, generally speaking, by me. Okay guys, we are back. And before we do all that, let's start with today's tarot reading. We already had inverted sun. We already talked about that in the Discord today, but let's complete the reading and let's take two more cards. Hi Daria, hi, I love you, much love, Soul Group, unique individuals, let's go, let's go. Happy Mars Day in Gemini or Mercury Day in Capricorn, depending on your time zone. So we got the reversed sun. That means that our actions, our expressions, our principles, our worldviews, and the things that we are paying attention to, or the things that we are attracting as in paying attention to us, we are misunderstanding that, or we are being misunderstood by those things, okay? Let's see how that completes. Let's go, let's go. How is your day going, guys? And how was Sag season for you? It's almost ending. We are on the cusp degrees right now. So, and then the moon is also close to being into Capricorn. So we'll have a very recent, or we'll have a new moon in very recent times. And today we'll be giving new names based on the animalistic signs and symbols to the zodiac sign. Okay? Because some of the zodiac signs already have animalistic symbols and the others don't. Okay, second card of the day is Nine of Cups. So that means that we have the opportunity, or you are already doing it, which is elevating, rising, placing on a higher frequency and vibration, feelings, emotions, spiritual awareness, wisdom, spiritual connection, deep private connections that really fulfill you. On the negative side, you can put a feeling or a relationship or a spiritual sentiment or instinct on a pedestal, worship it and forget about all the other things on your awareness, or just you can elevate somebody else's feeling or emotion and you completely fulfill their cup and you get empty with no charge, no energy, no creativity. Be aware to not do that, okay? Because you might misunderstand. Somebody might be giving you attention and you think it's because they love you, for an example, or because they want to interact and engage with your product, for an example, but their intention is something else, and then you end up elevating your feeling about them, and then that feeling doesn't create anything profitable for you, esoterically speaking or physically speaking, or in this specific case, Nine of Cups, emotionally speaking. Okay? Okay. Alright. Real shit, protect your fruits. Yeah, in this case, by choosing to water your fruits, choosing to water your garden instead of watering somebody else's garden, because you can, okay? Because this means that Nine of Cups, basically, we have the best water. We have the water with all the minerals, all the supplements, natural though. And you can, if you care about somebody else's garden, you can go over there and sprinkle some water, but make sure that first you used that juicy ass water to put water on your own land, on your own garden first. Then you go and water somebody else's garden that you care about, and that the relationship already gave fruits. That relationship, that connection, that spiritual awareness already makes you feel good and high and mighty about yourself. Then you put water on it. Let's go for the third card of the day. Last third card. Whoa, a bit of scatteredness. Okay. Because it's some powerful energies, you know. So our spirits are going through a lot of stuff or attracting a lot of stuff, and it might make you not able to fully detailed calculate and be aware of what's going on, but you always got those feelings, those spiritual senses working for you. Okay. Yeah, and share the fruits with real unique individuals with whom you can grow with. Yeah. Indeed. Indeed. Let's go. Third card of the day. 10 of Pentacles. Okay? So yeah, a bit more of extreme energy or a bit too much, because 10 is already after the 9. Okay? We only have 9 singular numbers with value, because you can count 0, but 0 doesn't have value, right? But 10 is not a number on its own. It's a 1 and a 0. It's a compound number. So that means it has more density. It has more mass. It's heavier. So it's a bit too much. We already experienced the sufficient amount until the number 9, and then 10 is already a bit too much. Okay? But it has its positive sides as well. Because if you have too much of something, if you can process that, if you can learn from that, you have way more resources, your database is way bigger, so you can achieve more wisdom or more means to do something faster and better than others, because others' experiences might not be as impactful and valuable as yours. But yours might feel too much, you might feel you can't handle it, but if you go through it, in the end of the day, you can learn way more, way better, way faster, and it gets more solidified in your awareness, so you don't forget it as fast. Especially because it's pentacles, it's earth. So it's something that feeling that you can't handle it, or it's too much pressure, or it's an earthquake going on. If you can go through that, aka if you elevated your own feelings and emotions, if you elevated your spiritual senses with the 9 of Cups, you already know you're reaching somewhere fruitful. You already know your seeds are growing. It doesn't matter if it's an earthquake. It doesn't matter if it's raining a lot. Your seeds will grow in that, and it will be very powerful, and you will collect a lot of powerful experiences just because you are sustaining that pressure, just because you are balancing yourself in that earthquake. You know what I'm saying? But it will, or it can be like that. But for an example, if you already, let's say you have an earth moon, for example, this can be a great time to attract more, or for you to be careful, because you can attract too much. But if you have something specific that you want to attract and it feels kind of further away, if you can double down on that energy, you can pull it closer, okay? But then you will attract some things in the mixture very fast as well, and it can feel like too much. But there is a lot of sustenance on today. Okay, it's like Sun, 9, 10. It's always like, it's not major, all major arcanas, but it's like still a lot of energy. okay? A lot of experiences, a lot of feelings, emotions, ideas, thoughts, and not only you, everybody around you as well, which makes everything exponential. And that's why it all starts with the sun in reverse, because as the way you see yourself, the way that you see your individuality, the way that you express yourself might be by yourself and seen by others a bit weird, because you and everybody is in that nine of cups, 10 of pentacles kind of emotional roller coaster today. But if you know how to process and go through these things, there is a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge, a lot of lessons to be learned, a lot of new powers, or like perhaps you are already aware of a certain power, of a certain powerful connection, a powerful idea that you had. But today, by elevating your emotions and by feeling the pressure of reality, you will realize and confirm to yourself that you were right about those powers, or about that relationship, or about that opportunity. Okay? And as a bonus, because we got so much energy here, let's take a dragon oracle card so we can know how to go for, or not how to, but the closest, the the space that is more open and easy to travel into when it comes to being lighter. Okay, so we can still go through these things but in a lighter way, and we only go through the necessary turbulence. Okay, because some spirits, they get lost in that notion that only pain makes you grow, or there is no happiness without pain, and they kind of got addicted to that version of pain. Going through a lot of turbulence means that you grow, and that's not true. That those spirits, they don't know how to grow in lighter ways, because it works, it does work, growing through pain and whatnot. But it's not because something works that it's the right thing to do, right? There is better, and it's not about right or wrong. It's just like sometimes you do that, sometimes you do that, and those spirits, they only see that way, going through pain, the harsh lessons. You know what I'm saying? So those spirits, they attract and they go through unnecessary turbulence, and that can make them grow a hardened heart, a lot of untrust, a lot of insecurities. They can really connect with others. You know what I'm saying? The Dragon Oracle deck helps us clarify, and it's two cards actually. So we have two spaces, or two complementary actions that we can, or spaces that we can try to achieve. First, Omega Dragon. This basically means for you to be more focused on your feminine power of attraction, containment, nurturing, being a bit more private, being a bit more internal, and recognize that you make things happen. Things grow in your space and then become real, okay? Or dreams, or they become an imagination, a creative aspect, okay? So, Omega Dragon, harness the divine feminine power of creation. Intention, hold your vision, birth the higher consciousness. So, yeah, harness the divine power of creation. And the divine power of creation, in this case, through this lens, because then you have the Alpha Dragon, which relates to the masculine, expressive, directive. Here it's like be a bit less logical as well, okay? Give time for things to grow. And then Air and Fire Dragon, okay? Get excited in your communications, but be more smart and intelligent and a bit cold when you are expressing your real visions, your real perspectives, your real feelings. When you're just having fun, conversating, relating, you can be a bit more expressive. It will hurt nobody, and it will help you go through that misunderstanding with the sun. Things will just look more fun. Things will look just exciting. Oh, he looks a bit silly, but I like him. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. He's silly, but he's actually speaking some real shit. And sometimes that's actually a great advice for Aquarius and air signs in general. Sometimes we're just too logical, too straight. We even count the right words. We're just too cold and direct. And sometimes being a bit silly, you can still speak some real shit, but by being a bit silly, You make it easier for others that don't really trust their own ability logically to process shit, and it's more common than not. That's why the world is lost into the shadow government shit, right? But it makes easy for you and for them for you to convey their message or to help them understand something, and then it's easier for them to make the air sign or the person that thinks a lot to relax a little bit and enjoy a bit the waters or the fires. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy a bit more the imagination and relax in that moment, because spiritually you are in a better space. And sometimes air signs and earth signs, they be like, they see the space, but like, I can go there yet. I can't go there yet. No, no. I still need to do this. I still need to think about this. I still need to be sure about this. I still need to be before I can go relax and have a great spiritual time. I gotta make sure this is fixed, because then, and then they just get all tired.
Stuck in the mud.
Yeah, stuck in the mud. Nice, real fresh dragons, indeed, indeed. It's yeah, and it's like very spiritual. You always maintain a bit of logic, because females are way more strategic than men. That's why they are better with manipulation. And then you have that air energy as well to keep things at a certain level. But then it's like feminine, spiritual, internal, and fire. Express a little bit, show that a little bit in a smart, sophisticated way, right? So let's do what is in the title right now, and then I want to know your opinions in the comments down below. And let's change some, or we do Astro. Yeah, we do Astro first. Yeah. We do Astro first of today. Okay, real quick. Sun 29 degrees Sagittarius, really getting into Capricorn, right? So it's in the cusp. So we are seeing more, or not more, but specifically new, fresh, innovative, and perhaps unexpected, real, practical, efficient ways to be, act, and construct with all the experiences, the visions, the feelings of freedom or lack of it that we had in Sag season. We're gonna take all the experience, the visions, the dreams, the expansion or the lack of it, the traveling or the lack of it. It looks like I'm saying a player from Serbia or Ukraine. Lakovic. Lakovic to the left. So we're gonna take all that and enter with that into Capricorn season and create, or being forced to create, new limits and boundaries, new creative ways to make a business or profit or stability out of those visions or whatever that Sag season brought to you. Okay? Then Moon, what is the Moon? Moon in Scorpio, 26 degrees, feeling very deep, feeling very fixed, feeling wherever you feeling, very scared, very fulfilled, very unfulfilled, very horny but then very insecure, so you don't even focus on the horniness, you focus on insecureness, and you build up insatisfaction energies. Drop a like, everyone. That's right. But in the good way, Moon in Scorpio, if you know what are the right emotions to be, if you know what are the right feelings to be fixated on, whatever is happening outside and even in other parts of your inside will not affect your core, will not affect your spirit. Anything.
And the moon is also sextiling Pluto.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, with exact degrees, Moon sextiling Pluto right now. Yeah, an opportunity to, by fixating on the right feelings, on the right emotions, on the right dreams, on the right spiritual awareness and the right relationships, an opportunity to heal or to smooth up any transformation processes where the world transformed very quickly, very unexpectedly, because cardinal Earth, Pluto, and it's some deep shit that maybe you were carrying from some past lives, some major lessons, some major fears, some major traumas, and that's why I associate Pluto with taboos. Many people do not actually associate Pluto with taboos. But what is a taboo? It's something that you can talk about or others can talk about. And why is that? Because they are scared, because they feel uncomfortable, because they went through a traumatic experience or somebody imprinted that trauma on them. And Pluto, especially when it's in Cap, when it's in Sag, when it's in Scorpio, it's all about breaking in different ways for different reasons. And even Pluto in Aquarius, which will be soon, right? It's all about breaking those taboos, all right? Or Pluto in Aries as well. And then in different ways, they understand, they give reasons why the taboo exists, and I'm breaking it, I'm rebelling it, right? Scorpio, Aries, Mars, Aquarius, Cap, Saturn, Sag, Jupiter, then Pisces also Jupiter, but Pisces be more like, oh, I accept this trauma. I understand the person that was traumatizing me. They were traumatized as well. I love them. I love your trauma. I love my trauma. Slap your ass. Then, Venus and Mercury in Capricorn as well. So we are, and the Sun will be reaching there, but right now we are thinking and communicating about our real, practical, new, fresh, and unexpected limits and boundaries and real situations that we can relate with or exchange some stability, practicality, and efficiency. That means that it's easier to conversate and to think about and to share thoughts with relationships, people, places, things that they can perhaps give you a tip or an advice in how to be more efficient, how to make your business maintain the same level of production while you can rest a little bit more, something like that. Or they can, you might be upholding some new limits and boundaries, a new filtrating system, a new security code, and this person makes you feel comfortable enough so you don't need to be always in that space. Because it is cardinal, it's not fixed, you don't want to be always in that space, right? So it's good to find a Venus, a relationship, some place or person where you can exchange a sense of security that respects the new limits and boundaries created by Mercury and the Sun entering Capricorn. All right? Then Jupiter also in the cusp between Aries and Pisces, expanding on deep internal spiritual notions, love, hate, traumas, fear, basically every feeling that you can imagine. But then the right thing to do is create new ways to expand on them externally by expressing them in a more creative, individual way, or using that seventh house balance, look for relationships that they are unique or they accept, they relate easier with that specific dream, and how you are expressing that in a cardinal, creative, perhaps impulsive, perhaps rebellion, perhaps destroying a sense of comfort, but that person was already looking for something new. So you breaking the previous sense of comfort, it's actually comfortable for that person that was tired of what already was. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like Pisces and Aries stuff. It's, let's keep moving. Saturn in Aquarius for a long time, actually. You know, for like almost 2 years, perhaps, right?
Yeah.
So we are building physically or mentally unique.
I think it will make 2 years in January, right?
I'm not sure.
2020.
I'm not sure. So building physically or mentally unique, individual, changing, and innovative relationships, associations, ways to think and communicate in your own fixed way as well. Then Uranus in Taurus, new, perhaps uncomfortable, but like kind of exciting, or it gives you a more exciting vision of the future, but you might not be sure about that. You might not be sure if that is good, if that is bad, but it's kind of exciting because something new, for an example, that relates with agriculture, marketing, housing, um, uh, energy production, and things like that. Neptune in Pisces, expanding deeply and very wide and vast within your own subconscious into things that your generational group age also gets lost into. Pluto in Capricorn, creating new limits and boundaries because the world is transforming and you have to transform as well. Okay, that can also mean new traumas, or because it's Earth, it can be reawakening some traumas that you already thought it was solidified, and it is showing new angles that you actually are not solidified in that area. That makes you feel insecure. All right. So now let's do what we are here to do specially today, which is give new names and symbols to, mostly names today, about the zodiac. And we are going to do this only with animal symbols, okay? But we have to give a disclaimer because of the air signs, because the air signs are the least animalistic. Because with animalistic, we want to say like natural, internal, heavy, dense, dark, feminine, and that also means yin, internal. And you have earth, which is the external part of that internalization. You have fire, which is the internal part. No, wait. Yeah, fire is the external part of the internal. Earth is the internal part of the external, is the yin of the yang. Fire is the yang of the yin, and water is yin yin, and air is yang yang. So everybody shares a yin side, but the air signs, right? Everybody is way more connected to the internal realm than the air signs. So every other sign is more connected to the animalistic natures than the air signs. So the animalistic representation that we're going to talk about today, about the air signs, is not really like accurate, but it represents a part of the air signs, but not the totality or generality, but it still makes sense. Let's go. So, we already have some zodiacs with animal symbols, right? We have like Aries is not very clear, but many people already call it the ram. You have Taurus, that's a very obvious one. You have Pisces, you have Cancer. Those already have some animals associated with them, right? But I've came in with some cool animals that make a lot of sense, either in the way that they behave or either in what people have associated with them. Not, I don't have here nothing like too superficial like ravens, you know what I'm saying, or like mermaids and shit like that. But I got the cool ones, okay? And I want to know your opinions on below. And this is not like you have to see things like this, okay? It is purely we focusing on the animalistic part of the zodiacs, okay? And there is a reason why air signs don't have animalistic symbols, right? Because the Gemini is like two columns, right? It's like something, it's not an animal, right? It's not a living creature. Then you have Libra, scales, that's also a thing. And then you have Aquarius, the man that actually flows or directs the flow of the water, the animalistic nature. So it's okay, just in case you don't know, to make things here a bit more clear. So let's get started. First, Aries, very obviously the ram, okay? And why? Because Aries represents or is physically represented by your head or your face, And wherever you get excited or embarrassed, because embarrassed is you getting excited, you know what I'm saying? But in a different way. And when you get embarrassed or excited, your face gets red. You know, it's one of the most exciting, obvious representations of getting excited. Okay, and Rams they do a lot that clashing with their headbutts, and Aries go a lot headbutt into situations. They just create a new feeling, create a new image, a new way to feel, and they create a lot of new scenarios based on that. And they don't even think about it. They act first, they express first, and then they think about it. So they headbutt. They go first with their head, first with their feelings into many circumstances. You know what I'm saying? And most times they not. They end up headbutting other people, either with their feelings or literally. Then we have Taurus, also very, very, like obvious here, the bull, right? Very strong, but spends most time either sleeping, either eating some grass, slowly but surely, and it goes in, and then comes back to the mouth, and they chew a little bit more. It goes to another part of the stomach, comes back, they chew a little bit more, but they're very powerful. The bull, right? It's really, really powerful. But the thing is, if you enrage the bull, it will not stop chasing you. Okay? And Taurus are a lot like that. You can be like bullying a Taurus, and he's like not even responding, he just takes your shit. And next thing you know, you there is a knife on your leg or something like that. You know, and you not even expect it, or just the Taurus creates a grudge at you, and he now bullies you in a different way. Okay, maybe through status, maybe they snitched you, and now you are facing like um, pressure in if you do something you get expelled from the school or something like that. They created a way to keep you fixed in a position that was way worse than you bullying them. You know what I'm saying? Then Gemini will be the ostrich, or ostrich, you know, because it's that bird that don't really fly. It runs real fast though. Okay, it has very strong legs, but they don't really fly. And I think like Geminis, they are the air sign that has the most trouble reaching the spiritual realm, or that space of fantasy and expansion and all possibilities. So they like run real fast, right? They can communicate real fast, they can think real fast, but they can't really fly. They're always on the ground. And that's because they share that Mercury and Virgo, right? And that mutability that adds extra thinking, extra processing, extra communicating, extra connection, okay? And that can prevent Geminis from flying. And then Geminis, sometimes they have this coward syndrome. That's why many times they're jokers, because they don't want to show their true face, their true colors. Sometimes they pretend they dumb because they don't want to confront you saying they dumb, so they pretend they accept that. So just like ostrich, many times they put their head under the sand, waiting for whatever is going around to get over with. Okay? Then we have Cancer, cardinal water, the crab, also very, very obvious this one. The protection, the crab, but then they, like every seafood, can be very delicious, but they always have a shell of some type. You just need to know how to cook them. You know, Cancer just like that. They're all closed in the shell, but you just need how to cook them or for them. You know, put them in some hot water. You know, what's good, fam? Shout out to everybody in the stream right now. You put that Cancer, you put some lemon juice, okay, some sparkling emotions. You put some peri peri sauce, you make them feel a bit excited. You put some salt in there, you know, you'll be a bit salty, so they need to add some water. So that makes them open up, and then you get a really good seafood with the Cancer. Then walking sideways, bro, that's a great. The crabs walk sideways, right? And Cancer sometimes like they create a lot of emotion, they create a lot of movement, but they reach nowhere. Or people that participate in that emotional movement reach nowhere. So they move a lot, but sideways, just sideways. They don't really go straight. You know what I'm saying?
Like I'm moving.
Yeah, but they be acting like they going straight, they going for it, but no, they just going. You know what I'm saying?
In the house.
And then they can go in water and out of water, because cancers can, bro. If that cancer already has that emotional armor, if the cancer already has that emotional propulsion going, they can be way more money focused than Capricorns. They can be really good thieves and thefts. You know what I'm saying?
It's for the family.
Then we have Leo, very obvious as well. The lion, very proud. It has all that fur, and I'm talking here about the male lion because even the female Leos act a bit like this, which is that all that fur, the mane of the lion is to protect the neck. And what is the neck? Astrologically, the neck is the physical representation of the Taurus constellation, which is very sensitive, but at the same time, if you think about it, even when you are just sitting, these muscles are always working. These muscles are always supporting something. And that's just like Taurus. Sometimes Taurus might not work a lot, but the work they do is very important and very intense because they are upholding the situation. The Taurus might have no money, but just the feeling of the Taurus, the series of the Taurus supports the people around them. So the people around them just support themselves and the Taurus because the Taurus is supporting themselves so much that it can also support others. It's always supporting. You might not even notice it. You might not even realize, bro, my neck is always working. That's true. And when you just do this, when you do that, it always changes and adjusts the different parts of the muscle. You know, a bit more of that side, a bit more of that side. It's also where a huge amount of blood passes through, right? A huge amount of blood. And then the moon is exalted in Taurus, and the moon, the physical representation of the moon is the heart space. And what does the heart do? Pump blood. So where is the heart or the heart space exalted? In Taurus, in the throat. A lot of blood passes through here, right? Right? Ain't lying. So the Leos use something external, a facade, an image, a story, a feeling to protect that vulnerable spot. Boom, no, that's some real shit. I'm gonna leave you there, Leos. You're already feeling uncomfortable, right? Nah, I'm joking. I need you, Leos. I got that Aquarius stellium. I need that balance. But I have a Libra rising. I do that. Chill. Then Virgo, it's the groundhog, okay? Because Virgos or groundhogs, they share a thing in common. They kinda blind. Oh, that's true. They kinda blind. Because Virgos, they are in a way crazier than Pisces. Virgos are in a way loster or way more lost than Pisces because a Virgo can give money to somebody that they see stealing their ass. They saw that. It's not like Pisces, they feel that. They feel somebody stealing their shit. Or they dreamt about it. No. Virgos see that shit happens and still support them. Still think, oh, if I share with them my way of organizing, if I share with them my business principles, they will get their life straight. And you got there something right. They will get their life straight by bending your ass, cracking your back. You better believe it. So groundhogs, blind as fuck, but they are super sensitive. Okay? They can go very deep. They can make a lot of tunnels. They can reach a lot of spaces. You never see them coming. You don't know how they're in your house. They made no tunnel. They just appear there. You know? And then they can they can be traveling and you don't even see them traveling because they're underground. You know? And then they have a great sense of olfact. Smelling. A great sense of smelling, okay? But then they blind. So Virgos, they share that spiritual connection with Pisces, but Pisces believe it faster. So Pisces can see it faster. But if the Virgo does see it, it can see it in a more realistic way. It can share it with others in a more realistic way or easier. And it can also actually take some real action quicker, faster, and really efficient. But many times, just like groundhogs, they smell, they feel with their little stashes,
Yeah.
right? They feel everything, but then they don't see. Like it's right there. It's right there, Virgo. Stop doing that.
Don't they have a good hearing, like vibrationally speaking?
Yes, it's not really hearing, but it's through the whiskers. It's through their whiskers. Yeah, true. They feel the vibrations through the earth. They feel everything, but they don't see shit. Virgos, they don't see the real intention. They don't see the real lights. They don't see the real principles. They don't see the real feelings behind the actions of others. You know what I'm saying? But everything else, they see better than everybody else, and dig real. They can dig real deep holes. They can dig as in getting information, getting into the details, getting into the nitty gritty. I don't know. Better than anyone. Then Libra, good old swallow, you know? Light bird, travels fast, always looking for spring, always looking for warmer, more beautiful, feeling better spaces, builds nests really, really fast, makes love really, really fast, all over the place. I'm here, I'm there. Because think about it, especially here on Portugal, there is a big, like, sentimental culture. People get happy when they see swallows. People love, oh, swallows, that means spring is here. Just like, that's a great example in school. Everybody's bored as fucking school, and then the swallows make nests all over the external part of the walls, and they just flying around, and everybody just be like chilling, looking at the wall. Just makes them feel lighter, you know. Libras just like that. You know, some Libras just looking at them, they make you feel a bit lighter. They make you feel a bit more in love with this world. But Libras then be thinking, ah, they're loving with me. No, it's just your Venus energy makes people relate better or easier or open up a little bit. And just like the swallows, you symbolize spring, a new start, a new light, a fresh wind gust. You know what I'm saying? Then Scorpio, I had a lot of examples for Scorpio because Scorpio goes deep. I had shrimp, I had octopus, but I didn't choose any of those. But why shrimp? Because shrimp, they are like sea, not worms, sea, minhocas? How you say minhoca?
Worms.
Sea worms. But in the sea, everything has a tough shell, right? But then that is like kind of just minimalistic. It kind of reduces the essence of a Scorpio. Then octopus, they have 8 legs. Scorpio is the 8th house. Now I'm thinking about some takoyaki balls. So good. But then octopus, they are not as emotional, as powerful. Yeah, they're very smart and shit, the octopuses, but they are not really wise. You know what I'm saying? They're not really like spiritual or they're not really intense. Yeah, that's what they're not really intense. If you think about the octopus, the bitch, he doesn't fight. He either poisons or paralyzes or spits some tint and then goes away or camouflages. You know what I'm saying? No. Salmon. The salmon. Is it salmon in English?
Salmon, yeah.
Salmon fish. Scorpio is the salmon. Why? Think about it. It's a great example. Salmons. They are birthed. They are birthed. How you? They are birthed. They are born. They are born. They are born in the river. Then they grow in the river. They go to the ocean. They live all their adult life in the ocean, right? But then they come back and they swim up the river against the current, and they consume their own meat in order to survive that journey. Then they drop the eggs and they die, or some die to the bears and shit like that. They're all swimming against the current. They even consume their own meat. That's the perfect example of the Scorpio. If the Scorpio doesn't know how to change, how to go to another river, go to another lake, go to somewhere else, and they keep swimming against that current, they keep swimming against those tough waves that they create actually, or that they attract, they end up consuming their own meat, just then to lay some eggs and die. You know what I'm saying? That's a real shit, especially the part of consuming their own meat. You know what I'm saying? Then Sagittarius, salamander. And why the salamander? Because I have this personal perspective that Sag and Scorpio share more than any other cusp signs. You know what I'm saying? Because Scorpio, you go through some deep shit, deep experiences, and then what is Sag is you getting wisdom and knowledge, you realizing wisdom and knowledge, you sharing, expressing wisdom and knowledge. And how you get more or better wisdom and knowledge from some deep, intense experiences. And what is deep, intense experiences? Scorpio. So it just makes more sense. It really makes sense to me. It really calls out. And then the salamander have that lizard-like, that regeneration, that creating a lot of cells because the spirits are super excited type of way. And then mythically speaking, salamanders are associated with fire, you know, and they if you see a salamander, it represents you. Your spirit is really intentional, is really focused in creating something. That's why lizards grow parts of their body, because their spirits are really focused in that desire, are really focused and excited about that experience. And that's when a sage is really powerful, when a sage comes from gossiper, hoe, little pretty hoe, to preacher, to guru, when they are really like intentful in expressing some real spiritual shit, then they can be hurt, they can hurt others, but they always heal back super fast because they always develop more wisdom, more knowledge. It doesn't matter the mistakes, it doesn't matter how hurt they were, they already developed more wisdom than knowledge, and they realized, bro, that experience was actually awesome. That experience was, and then boom, they healed, and people around them healed because they're just growing and experiencing more. You know what I'm saying?
Fall season.
Yeah, the fall season,
And like
catching
let
up.
go, and
Yeah.
now they are purified.
Yeah, it's really like they are the bottom part of that rocket,
Yeah.
that twin pulse. It goes very low and
they
then
really discovered who they
they
really
are,
Like
and
this is
what
my
they really want to
meaning,
express.
my
The
purpose,
purpose.
and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
spiritual
yeah.
whole meaning and purpose.
Real
and
shit.
vibration.
Then Capricorn, mountain goat. And every time I think about mountain goats, I just see those pictures where they are just standing in like steep walls, and the mountain goats are like standing. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me get that picture for you. Where is it? It's not appearing on those steep walls. Mountain goat in steep walls.
Steep mountains.
Oh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's it. That's the. Oh, this the. I always imagine this. You know, this is Capricorn. This is Capricorn, bro. This is so Capricorn. Why? Because Capricorns, they might be just like that. No security, or no apparent security, no stability, no nothing, but they still hang on. They still manage. They still create something. And this can be negative as well. They might have no problems. They might have all the stability, but they always see themselves like that. They always feel on the negative side. They always feel like always almost falling off the wall. You know what I'm saying? So positive side, their life might be literally falling. They're just hanging there. Negative side, their life is stable, but they always feel like hanging there. You know what I'm saying? But it's really like that. It's really like that. Right? Look at that. Look at them, bro.
Yeah.
Just chilling on the
So
wall.
in itself, it's like they are on unstable waters, managing
Yeah,
to maintain an island.
Yeah, that
By
floats.
themselves, like they go down there, pick up some sand to maintain the
Yeah.
island, floating, doing all that business and
Then Aquarius, we can have the eagle. I know the eagle is many times associated with Leo, sometimes with Scorpio, but I really think it's Aquarius, right? And then think about it. When you think about eagle, you think about America, and America is so much like Aquarius. You know, they have that fixed way. I mean, they are like about first authority, right? Who is the country that is spreading the most authority? Free, bro. It's always about freedom. Hey, do you want some freedom? Boom! You got some freedom, bro. We freed your spirit from that body. You better believe it. But yeah, it's always about freedom. That's they really used an Aquarius identity, an Aquarius stigma. It's for freedom. It's for the people. Democracy, bro. That makes so much fucking sense. Revolution, yeah. We have to free the regime. We have to free the people from the regime. Fight the oppressor, and they the oppressor. And they just make you no, they the oppressor. No. Those people over there on the Middle East, no, they being oppressed. We must free them, and they are oppressing their own people, right? But it's really the eagle because it flies high, so you're always seeing it, and that's just like an Aquarius. When you like an Aquarius, you feel like a little. And I'm an Aquarius, stallion, so I feel that about myself sometimes. But I can see people that are Aquarius as well, or they see themselves as in this way that I'm explaining about. And I don't feel that way, but I understand how others can feel that way. It's like a little bunny, and there is always a huge eagle flying around. And it's not really like going to attack you, but you like if you step a little bit outside of your hole of your little house in the ground, it might just come round. And then no, just huge ass bird. If you say something, if you react in a certain way, it looks at you and it starts going down your shit. You have to go back to the hole. Oh, the Aquarius will say that I'm dumb. The Aquarius, it's always like that. I always have to walk. Like little bunny, I want to go eat some grass. Start running. The Aquarius, what you say? Vroom, comes from all the way up there, comes all the way down, and the Aquarius like that. The Aquarius acting almighty. All of a sudden, the biggest demon in the room. They acting real lowly, spitting all the facts just to hurt your ass, because you made them feel a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Or it's just a cygnus. Okay, a bigger bird that kind of like it doesn't really flap the wings a lot to fly. It's more like chilling, flowing with the wind. It's a bit less aggressive, less dominant than the eagle, because Aquarius, because of the Saturn and Uranus rulerships, they can reach further in terms of being like away from the animalistic natures. So Aquarius that get lost in animalistic natures, they be more like the eagle, dominance, always flying high, and they make sure they up there flying high. And if you start running to go get some rest, they get you. Or they might not, but they make you know, hey, I'ma get you. Oh, not today. They chilling. The eagle is chilling on the rock, but still looking at you, you know. But if the Aquarius is a bit more lighter and has developed more the heart chakra, the sacral chakra, and the root chakra, it's more like the Cygnus. It's still big, gracious, but it doesn't really care about attacking you and making sure that he's there, hovering above your ass, ready to get you. But not today. Not today. I get your ass. Then Pisces just maintain two fishes, but I like to be a bit more specific. I like to add two different fishes, maybe a shark and a fish, or like a killer whale and a penguin. You know what I'm saying? They live in the same ecosystem, they share the same waters, but one is more mammal, the other one is more bird-like. One is more carnivore than others, because penguins do eat fish. Penguins are carnivores as well, but it's a lighter way. So because it's really Pisces like that. You, you have two different feelings sharing the same waters, and they are both important. They both carry important messages for the Pisces, which can make them confused, or they might be very clear about their vision, but when they share that with others, they don't understand that others do not have that emotional and spiritual ability to understand things as fast as the Pisces, or they didn't spend so much time lost in those waters looking at the killer whale, looking at the penguin, see them interacting, the penguin running away from the killer whale, the killer whale doing this, the penguin doing that, and it feels that way, and it's beautiful, but it's sad because the killer whale got the penguin. Oh, you see those things, and then they just communicate that to others, and others be like, "What? How does that have anything to do with me paying my bills?" It just you have to believe, you know. But it's true. But others didn't spend so much time in those waters studying, analyzing. You know what I'm saying? Because Pisces be like real scientists. You know, like they analyze many feelings, many dreams, many illusions, many fishes going around. And that's so true though, because every time I went to the pet shop, I would just be amazed at the the water tanks with all the fishes and be like looking at the fishes. I want that one. I want that one. I want that one. I want. Actually, I love going to the oceanary. Lisbon has a great oceanary. Oh, I love those big ass moonfishes. They are very cool. And I like when like there is certain corridors and rooms that they are like darker, and then you have these small windows to the tanks. And there's like some kelp dragons, you know, some sea urchins, and it's like really dark. And then they have some these noises in the back. Ways, hi y'all. Shout out.
Comes in.
Yeah, we're talking about Pisces, talking about the oceanary. Yeah,
The moonfish.
the moonfish, the kelp dragons. Hey, you know, we're on time, on the right time, we're on the spiritual time. But yeah, it's the end of the live stream, guys. Go back in the live stream to watch what animal I associated with your sign and why. And thank you very much for watching. Check the link tree, mine and beautiful Darius link tree in the description down below. Check our gaming channel, our art, our videos about spirituality. Check the Discord server. Donate to us, ask our services, drop the like button, subscribe, connect to Waze, connect to people of the SoulGroup as well. Because if you want a better world, if you want a more creative, unique world, you gotta support creative, unique people. You know, stop supporting those presidents and those celebrities that they don't care about you. They don't care about some new unique shit. All right. So thank you very much for watching, and I see you next time. As a Terry Cloud Surfer, surfing out.